Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kimberly Wright. I am the Member Experience Manager here at the Women's Travel Club. And I'm going to be filling in for Marianne, our founder and president. She's traveling right at the moment, of course. And so I'm going to be filling in for her for the next couple of weeks. I'll just wait a couple of minutes to see if a few more people join us. And then I will get started. One thing to remember, I've got Brittany here with me. And so if you have any questions, just type them into the chat. Britt's going to help out. And also, this is my first time doing this. So while I have infinite faith in Brittany taking care of this and making it happen, I have zero faith in myself. So hopefully everything will work. The transitions will be okay. And we will continue on. So bear with me today on my first venture into travel talks.
First, just sure see how this goes or how we go about making a claim.
All right. Well, I guess let's get started. This is recorded, so people can look at it after if they haven't been able to come in to this space right on time. So, as I said, I am Kimberly Wright. I am the Member Experience Manager here at Women's Travel Club. Filling in for Marianne. So today we're going to be talking about our Australia, New Zealand tour, something that I'm really, really excited about. But before I do, I just wanted to give you just kind of share my experience here and why I am so passionate about the Women's Travel Club and why I invite you to come and go on our journeys and kind of share the experience with us. So I haven't always been an employee here. In fact, I started my Women's Travel Club journey as a guest, just like you. So in 2002, I was really, really struggling. I was going through a heartbreaking and soul-crushing divorce. And I sort of got it in my head that I wanted to leave. I wanted to escape. I wanted to go on kind of a existential kind of journey, self-discovery sort of thing, like a eat, pray, love kind of deal. So I went online, and that's where I found Women's Travel Club. And the things that struck me about the Women's Travel Club right away were, number one, the tagline, which is embark on a journey that could change your life. And so to me, at that stage of my life, I was like, yes, please sign me up for an extra heaping of life change. Yes. Second thing was I was really drawn to the tours. So these weren't like the 10 European capitals in 10 days kind of tours. These were exciting, almost expeditions, safaris, really interesting trips to really, really interesting destinations. So there were trips to Africa, there were trips to South America, there were trips to Asia, there were trips to every single continent. And the itineraries were itineraries that I would choose myself if I were planning a trip. They covered off all of the, the big things that I wanted to see, but also there was a lot of experiential travel involved. So they offered things like cooking classes and visiting with artisans and just opportunities to meet people who lived in the countries and to kind of experience the culture. So that was really important to me. The third thing was Women's Travel Club tours. Some are very luxurious, but all are extremely comfortable. And I am at a stage in my life where I am not schlepping my luggage through the subway to save a few dollars. Some people say, who cares about the hotel? You only sleep there. Well, yeah, that's my point. You sleep there. So I need a nice bed. I need a nice hotel with nice amenities and nice sheets. My days of schlepping through a country are over. I need a certain level of comfort, and all of the tours that Women's Travel Club had that particular feature. And then the final thing about Women's Travel Club was the group of people, the kind of clientele that they worked with. So our clients are basically like around 55 plus, although we have had some much younger people join us, and we have women, up until their 80s still enjoying traveling. And the thing that I really appreciated was they were women similar in age. And, we've been through a lot of things. We've experienced a lot of stuff. So we kind of come at the world with a very experienced and um, lived in kind of life. So I found that with these kind of women, there would be interesting conversations and, similar kind of mindsets and things like that. So I think it really speaks to how friendships start on these trips because there are a lot of like-minded women and there are women who are divorcees like me or single women or widows, or even there's a number of ladies who come whose husbands have just decided, nope, not going anywhere. And those women were like, nope, that's not my plan. I want to still travel. So we give women the opportunity to do that. So you can travel solo, but you're within a group. And so you have a bit of independence in there, but you still have companions and people to travel with. So those are all the reasons why I fell in love with Women's Travel Club in the first place. And I'm so delighted that I get to be able to work here now. So my goal is to really share that potential experience with you in the hopes that you'll join us and on a trip, whether it's this Australia trip or any other trip that we have, that you'll join us and experience what it's like to be part of a Women's Travel Club tour. So I'm going to get started now on the Australia, New Zealand tour. So this is the technical part where I need to um, share my screen. So bear with me here. Okay, perfect. Now, so this particular tour, in fact, I'm going to get rid of my video too. Okay, so this particular tour is one of our longest. It takes place April 22nd to May 14th, 2027. It's 22 days, two extraordinary countries, one WTC adventure. It is a long tour, but we are going a very long distance and we are covering just an incredible amount of ground. Our journey begins in Adelaide. I'm using my best Australian accent here, Adelaide. And then we travel through the Barossa Valley, Uluru, Cairns, Great Barrier Reef, Sydney, and then we fly for like another entirely different trip to New Zealand, where we will go to Wellington, Marlborough, Punakeki, Franz Joseph Glacier, Wanaka, Queenstown, and finally Milford Sound. This is a big, big journey, and there are major experiences. Some more difficult travel days, but share meals and strategically placed free time so we can really enjoy the time that we're there. It's a really diverse journey. So we are visiting cities and small towns. We are in deserts and rainforests, mountains, lakes, beaches, glaciers, and we're meeting indigenous people. We're seeing wildlife like kangaroos and koalas and kookaburras and kiwis. So there is so much wrapped into this really, really exciting journey. And the best part for me is that I get to host this tour. So I have the privilege of hosting. So when you come on this tour, you're going to be coming with me. So our days 1 and 2, we're starting out in Adelaide and Adelaide. Sorry, I'm trying my Australian accent. So this is where our adventure begins. So everyone's arriving at different times. So we have a little time to settle in and get our bearings and just, recover a little bit. Then we come together for our tour briefing and our welcome dinner. So this is one of the moments that I love most on a tour. It's our first opportunity to meet in person and start getting to know one another. I like to take this time to ask each guest what their ultimate dream moment is. And it's different for everybody. It could be like, I want a picture of myself in front of the Sydney Opera House, or I want to see a kangaroo, or I want to go on a glacier, or whatever it happens to be. I make that my mission so that each person can achieve that dream moment they had envisioned. So it's a great opportunity to meet everybody, and it's kind of where this is where our group of travelers come together and we start becoming a group of friends. So it's a great start. We have 20 days ahead of us. So our first stop is in the Barossa Valley. We get a real taste of South Australia, and I mean that literally, because we're heading to one of Australia's great food and wine regions. So what I like about this day is it's not just a winery tour. We visit a local farmstead, we enjoy a private interactive cooking demonstration, and then we continue to historic Seppeltsfield Winery for a tour, a tasting, and lunch. So these are some of my favorite tour days. We get to enjoy beautiful scenery, wonderful food, a little bit of wine, and lots of time around a table together. So I think this is going to be one of our very first bonding days. So day 4, Uluru. And like, I'm sorry, just seeing this picture, it is a wow moment. I know that this is a very iconic image that we've all seen. It was called Ayers Rock for a number of years. Colonial people had renamed it. They've since gone back to the original indigenous name, Uluru. And I'm beyond excited about having this particular experience. So we leave Adelaide and fly into the spiritual heart of the Australian Outback. So seeing this red monolith that, like, look, it just rises out of the desert. It really is one of those iconic photographs, iconic travel moments that you really can't prepare for. So there we get a guided tour that kind of gives us the context, the stories, the traditions, the cultural significance of Uluru through the perspective of Australia's Aboriginal people. And that's really important because we're not just looking at a landmark, we're learning about why this is and what it is and why it's important. And after we have our tour, this is going to be an incredible moment. So we are going to stand together with drinks and canapes, watch the sun go down over Uluru, and basically like the photo that we have here. Like just a stunning, incredible moment, and one that I am really, really looking forward to. Day 5, we are still in the Outback, but we are moving to a place called Kata Chuta, which is Uluru's dramatic neighbor. Now, these enormous domed rock formations rise right out of the desert, and we'll have a chance to walk among them and take in some of those sweeping Outback views. Today is a little quieter after several busy days. We get to return to our resort and we have the afternoon free. So that means you can relax, recharge, enjoy the property, and just take a little bit of time. At WTC, we enjoy these shared experiences, but I think it's also really important to have a little bit of downtime for yourself. And again, these are moments where feel free, do as you wish for that particular afternoon. There's nothing scheduled. Now, this is where things start to change. So we are going from the red desert to tropical Australia. So we take a plane to Cairns. I'm sorry, Cairns. I can't say that right. Anyway, we settle in and we have an evening at leisure. It's kind of a transition day for us. We don't have any big schedule activities. So again, it's just a quiet day. You can go out, you can walk through the city, walk along the promenade, and just really enjoy the environments. So next day, how thrilling is this one? So it's going to be one of those days that we all talk about when we get home. The Great Barrier Reef, definitely a bucket list item for a lot of people. So our day involves boarding a high-speed catamaran and we head out to the Great Barrier Reef. The great thing is that you can experience it in whatever way you like. So you can snorkel, you can relax on a little remote island that we're going to go to. There's a glass bottom boat. We meet with a marine biologist and explore the island on a little guided heritage trail. So so many different options. If snorkeling, if it was your dream to snorkel on the Great Barrier Reef, we got you. If you're not really, into that, I have huge problems snorkeling. I can't breathe properly when I'm snorkeling. So I may not do that, but we can all experience it in our own way. Day 8. Okay, again, another incredible transition, a different window into Australia. So we begin with meeting Aboriginal traditional owners of the Mandingle Bay clan. They live in Indigenous Protected Reserve. So we'll be welcomed with a smoking ceremony, learning about native foods, bush medicines, traditions, stories, and artifacts. Then we switch gears, visit a rainforestation nature park, and we'll meet some of Australia's residents. So the thing that we have been waiting for, yes, koalas and kangaroos. I am super stoked about this because who hasn't wanted to see a kangaroo or a koala in the wild? So um, it's a great, I love that this day it lets us meet interesting people who can share more about the land, and we get to meet these incredible creatures that, yeah, that we associate so much with Australia. Now it's hello Sydney. So we are flying to Sydney. We have 3 nights and some freedom to explore. There is something so exciting about flying into this city. You have seen photographs of this your entire life. I don't know about you, but like I vividly remember New Year's Eve when the fireworks are going off over the Opera House. This is such an extraordinary thrill. So I cannot wait to go to Sydney. It's going to be our home for 3 nights. So we don't have to race around. We can take our time and visit the city. So today's intentionally easy. Once we settle into our hotel, we've got time to relax and explore on our own. One of the things about WTC is when there is free time as your host, I will try to schedule something. Maybe it's a dinner or it's an alternate tour or something that you can participate in. There's no, you don't have to take part in anything. If you want to do your own thing, that's totally fine. But if you want to hang out with people and do things, I try to put together something a day of. So if there's any particular thing that you might like to do, let me know and let's see if we can arrange it for those days. So this day, again, I'm excited about pretty much every day on this trip, but this one is pretty spectacular. So we get to explore Sydney. We'll be going to the Rocks, the Circular Quay, the Royal Botanic Garden, and then we get to actually go behind the scenes at the Sydney Opera House, so a tour inside. But we are not finished. In the evening, we go back to the water for a dinner cruise in the city, in the Sydney Harbour, gliding past the Opera House and beneath the Harbour Bridge. So basically, we'll be in those boats that are on your screen. That's the scene you're going to see in real life. So this is definitely going to be one of those pinch me moments, and I'm really excited that we get to share it together. Now, our last day in Sydney, we're calling it Sydney Your Way. So it's free for you to go and explore. And same as I mentioned before, I will kind of put something together. And if you would like to join me, that's fantastic. Otherwise, you just go and you do you. So included in this is the hop on, hop off pass. It's something that I really encourage. Like, it's a great thing to do in every city. It gets you to all of the highlighted locations without you having to figure out transportation. So it's a great deal and a great way to see a city. I might be heading to Bondi Beach because it's Bondi Beach. So we'll decide that day what we feel like doing. But it's whatever we do, we're going to get up to fun. And again, if you need to take a break because there's a lot of traveling here, that's okay too. So that's the end of our Australia adventure. And like, imagine how it's going to feel when we've just completed this incredible Australia tour. We've been all over. We've seen incredible things. And then we get to go on another tour. We get to go to New Zealand. So we are going to fly to Wellington and start the second chapter. So New Zealand is quite a bit different from Australia. The landscapes are very different. It's much more rugged, more like I would say, like Canada. I mean, a lot of forests, mountains, trees, lakes. So it'll be kind of a bit of a different tour than what we had in Australia. So tonight we will have dinner together. It's a great chance for us to kind of reset, talk about our favorite Australian moments, and get excited about the next 10 days, like our second tour. So this particular day, day 13, we get to explore a bit of the Maori culture. And I'm really, really excited about this. We're going to take part in a traditional Maori Pauhiri welcome, visit the cultural center, see carved waka, and an archaeological site. Then we get to share the tradition of a hangi lunch before visiting Te Papa Museum and learning more about the roots of Maori culture. So this, I think, is very meaningful because it gives us the context for everything else that we're going to be seeing in New Zealand. Meeting the Aboriginal people, seeing how traditions started, seeing how this particular culture has been passed down for generation after generation. I think it's going to be really, really exciting for us to see. And then afterward, we have an afternoon free and we spend the evening in Wellington, again, just kind of doing your own thing. Next up is our journey across the Cook Strait. So instead of flying between the islands, so there's the North Island and the South Island, we arrive on the North Island and we take we go across the Cook Strait to get to the South Island. So the Cook Strait is beautiful. It's surrounded by green hills and misty mountains, and the journey itself is, I think, going to be a really great experience. So we take the boat, we arrive in Blenheim, right in the heart of Marlborough wine region, and we have an evening free there. This is a day, I think we're really, again, it's a bit of a slower day, but the scenery, outstanding. Next day is Marlborough region. And today it's an interesting combination of experiences we're going to have. We begin at the Omaka Aviation Heritage Center, where there's restored aircraft and immersive exhibits that kind of bring wartime history to life. I know being in North America, we don't necessarily think about Australia and New Zealand's contribution to different wars, but it happened. There's a interesting history there. So I'm excited that we get to experience some of that. Afterwards, we head to Havelock, where it's one of the region's specialties. It's New Zealand green-lipped mussels. So we'll get to experience some of that before visiting Marlborough Winery for tasting and another vineyard side lunch. So history, seafood, wine, beautiful countryside, all in one day. Again, it sounds like it's going to be another very special experience. Day 16, we head down the wild west coast. The scenery gets so dramatic here. So as we travel, we're going to make a stop at the famous Pancake Rocks. So they're the ones in the picture. They actually they're layers of limestone stacked upon one another, so they look like pancakes, with the waves crashing and the ocean spray. It's a really kind of breathtaking scene. So we'll be passing by that. And tonight our hotel is set between rainforest and sea. So this is where our trip starts to get wild. It's going to feel wilder. The scenery is wilder and more remote. And this is the portion where you're going to be looking at incredible vistas and just seeing that really rugged nature of New Zealand. Day 17. So we're continuing through New Zealand's rugged scenery today as we make our way to the Franz Joseph Glacier that you see in the photo. Once we arrive, we have time to explore at our own pace. There's walking trails that you can explore. You can look for New Zealand jade in a creek bed, or just explore some of the little towns and restaurants around. So this is a day that kind of gives us a little bit of breathing room. We're seeing so much stuff, but it's an opportunity to kind of just slow down and really enjoy our surroundings. Now, the next day, you get a choice, different adventures, and then we get to come back together with some shared stories after dinner. So your first option is you can explore the Franz Joseph Glacier with a local guide on an exclusive trail that is not open to the public. Or you can visit the West Coast Wildlife Center to see kiwis and learn about conservation and rehabilitation work. I think my choice is going to be wildlife because look at that kiwi. Oh my goodness. To be able to see one in real life, yes, I picked that. So it's a day where you just decide what you want to do. If you're not up to, walking on a trail, that's fine. You just basically you choose whatever suits your comfort level, and then we'll come back together for dinner, and we can share what we each experienced that day. Day 19. So we're headed for our final home base in Queenstown. And again, the journey is spectacular, as you can see from the photograph. So here we travel through rainforests and along the Wild West Coast with the Southern Alps in the background, stopping at beautiful lakeside Wanaka before we continue on to Queenstown. Queenstown is known as the adventure capital of the world. Don't let that intimidate you. There's plenty for those of us who have no intention of paragliding or jumping off anything. There's calmer ways to visit the area. So we've got 3 nights in total here, and it's just a really, really beautiful place to finish out our last few days in New Zealand. Day 20. This is another huge wow moments, like natural wonder wow moments. So like Uluru and the Great Barrier Reef, this is New Zealand's wow moment. So Milford Sound, one of the most beautiful places in the world. We travel through the Hollyford Valley and the ancient Red Beach Forest to Milford Sound, where we get to board a cruise and explore this fjord. You thought fjords were just in Norway. No, they are in New Zealand as well. So you can see like cliffs rise almost 4,000 feet above the water. It's going to be a really great experience. So I think there's going to be a lot of quiet moments looking out at the scenery, and you will probably take a lot of photos that particular day. Day 21. This is our last full day, and I really like how this trip ends. So the day is ours to enjoy Queenstown, and as you can see from this photo, again, beautiful, but lots of really interesting things to do. You can take the cable car for these stunning views. We will certainly find lots of things to do. There is an option to take a cruise on Lake Wakatipu aboard an historic coal-fired steamship, followed by a barbecue lunch and a traditional sheepdog demonstration. Does that not sound fun? And then we come together for our farewell dinner. And this is the part that always gets me. 22 days earlier, we gathered in Adelaide for that first welcome dinner. We started to get to know each other. And by this point in the tour, we have crossed 2 countries, shared meals, flights, boats, wildlife, wine, glaciers, and really just developed such camaraderie and friendship. So this is the night that we have our farewell toast. We reminisce about the experience that we just had, and I like to go around the room and just make sure that everybody has achieved their dream moment. So that's it. Day 22, we head home with lots of stories and memories and friendships that will last a lifetime. So this photo is, I think it just gives you a really good idea of, you know, the kind of spirit of the trips. It's women enjoying travel, enjoying experiences, and having a really great time. Now, we're going to say our goodbyes and tons of photographs. One of the things that we like to do on our tours is we set up a photo circle so that everybody can contribute their photos. So at the end, we have this album, this digital album of all the shots. So if you miss something or if you don't love photography, I am an amateur photographer. You will probably see me lagging behind all the time taking photographs. So there will be a whole selection of photographs for you to share with your family and friends afterwards. So as your host, I really, really hope to create just an extraordinary experience for you. I can't imagine how we won't. I mean, we are going to two of the most beautiful places on earth. We are experiencing so many things, so many stories, so many jokes, favorite meals, just moments that are really, really that are really, really special. So that's the tour in itself, and I'm just beyond excited to be able to host this particular tour. Now, one thing I seem to have lost that slide. One thing I did want to talk about too before we end here is that there's some really interesting inclusions on this particular trip. We don't typically cover international airfare in the price, but for this particular tour, your international airfare from either Vancouver or LA is covered in this particular trip. So you need to get yourself to either LA or Vancouver, and then you need to get yourself home from either LA or Vancouver. But the trip from North America to Australia and from New Zealand is included in this. Um, Another inclusion is obviously the tour host, me. And I just want to kind of explain to you for a second what that means. So the tour host is in charge of the group. We will meet tour guides and tour operators in country. They're the ones who are the experts on the destination. Their job is to make sure that the tour runs smoothly. My job as the tour host is to take care of you. The job is a concierge so that you can come, enjoy, not have to make big decisions, not have to figure out how you're getting from A to B. You can just be in the moment and enjoy. I'll be the one to tell you what time the bus leaves. I'll be the one to check you in for your flights. I'll be the one, if you have any questions, I can act as liaison between our group and the tour guides. This is about the tour host is there to be there for you and to kind of facilitate the relationships and the mood of the event. So I'm there to make it fun. I'm there to make it easy. I'm there to make sure that you have an absolutely unforgettable journey. So I think that's it of my presentation. Um, that's Marianne, not me. I'm going to put me back on the screen. And so if you have any questions, please just type them in and we will figure it out for you. Now, you can go to our website. So if you want there's specific details about the tour, list of all the inclusions, list of all of the exclusions, go to our website. All of the details about the trip are there. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to call into the Feel free to call in to ask us here at the office if you do have any questions. We're here to help you book the tour. We're here to help with flights. We're here to help you with insurance, which we really encourage. Yeah, so we have a question here. Is airfare return trip? What is total cost in Canadian dollars? Okay. Oh, thank you, Brittany. There you go. She just popped it up. So, yes, airfare is return from either LA or Vancouver. So you need to get yourself there to either of those cities. And then the flights from LA and Vancouver to Australia. And then the flight from New Zealand back to those destinations is included, as well as all of the internal flights. So there's a lot of flying here. We're going to Uluru. We're flying to Sydney. We're flying to New Zealand. All of those internal flights are included. So yeah. And what is the approximate size of the group? Our groups tend to be between 8 and 16, although I would have to say most of my trips that I've been on have been no more than 12. So it's a really nice, tight group where we all get to know each other, and you can hear the guide, you can hear the person who's talking. So I think that's a good yeah, thanks, Brittany. We have room for 24, but in my experience, I've never had a tour that large. Okay, well, if there is anything else that we can help you with, if there are any questions, please call us here at the office and we will be delighted to help you out. So I hope you come on this tour. I'm really, really excited about it. We're going to have a ton of fun, see some absolutely incredible things, unforgettable things. So yeah, so join us if you can. That's it for me. Next week, we will be back with, I think our talk is on the Japan cherry blossom tour, if I'm not mistaken. So we will see you next week. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you again soon.